Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back Wednesday, I guess you say. It feels like it's been forever. And I noticed that our last show was literally right before Thanksgiving. And so the way that December has rolled around, I feel like we already are a month out.
We are. Like, we truly are. Like, I can't even believe it's Thanksgiving. That's what.
Yes, that's what I was like, wait a minute, there's no way. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I couldn't
was.
believe
It
that.
sure
I was
was.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show for everybody out there. If you're watching or catching it right now, feel free to share and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot to cover because we've been gone for 2 weeks. So, we definitely want to get into a few things. There's a lot of hot topics and a lot of things to discuss. So, keep it with us. If you catch the middle of it or the end of it, feel free to watch the replay. But we're glad that you joined us. We'll just get started real quick with our guests. We wanted to make sure we acknowledge some of the stuff that's happening here in Las Vegas. And we've had both her and her the founder of Greater Youth Sports on before. So please welcome Annalise to the show, co-founder of Greater Youth Sports. Hi, Annalise.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going, ladies?
Good, good.
It's that time of year again. So let's
that
get
time of
into it.
year. I was thinking about it. I'm like, the first time we did this was our very first ball drive. So I was thinking it was last year, but it was 2 years ago.
No,
So
it was 2 years ago.
right.
Yeah, yeah. And so I
Yeah.
know Devontae couldn't be on today at a prior engagement, but with both of you guys got the third annual. So congratulations. I know since we've met you guys, it seems like Greater Youth Sports has really just taken off and it's been flourishing and providing so much, not only sports, but also mentoring and things for these young kids in Las Vegas, as well as other cities. So you can speak about that, but I'll put up the flyer away. Maybe you give us a little rundown about what's happening this Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. So like you said, third annual. So we do a holiday ball drive every year. And the first one, it actually kicked off during the pandemic because we realized that with so many kids stuck at home, they didn't have, a lot of kids, especially low income kids in our community, didn't have equipment or balls just to go outside and play. And they're stuck inside. So we kicked off the first ball drive during the pandemic. We did like a contactless, people could just drive through and basically throw a ball out their window. And we raised about several hundred balls that time around. But basically, the whole mission behind this the whole mission behind Greater Youth Sports, for people who don't know who we are, is to give opportunities to at-risk, low-income kids. And we serve Southern Nevada right now. I think when we talked last, we were in 14 schools. Because we partner directly with elementary schools. Today we're in 30 schools, so we have grown a ton. And this event, what we do is we collect sports balls. So that's the main thing, is if you can donate a new youth size football, basketball, soccer ball, baseball, whatever. We ask that you bring that to our event on Saturday, and those are going back into the community to fostered and at-risk youth. So this year, the event's going to be a little different because we're not contactless anymore. Thank God we can see each other in person. We can see each other's faces.
Right.
So,
yes.
So we're actually doing it bigger this year. So it's going to be like a family-friendly event. You can drive through, but I recommend stopping. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So that, just to clarify, this isn't like to come get balls. It's to help donate to use those balls for the future programs you guys have going on with the school. So people can bring by what are is it basketballs, footballs, soccer balls?
Yeah. If you want to bring baseballs, because so some of the balls we're actually going to foster homes around the valley. So we will take any kind of ball. It just has to be new. And again, for like basketball, footballs, if you can do youth size volleyballs, just because we're giving them to elementary age kids. So yeah, the event on Saturday, we're actually collecting the balls. Like I said, the first year we collected several hundred, and then last year we actually partnered with Vegas Sports Realtors. So Sarah Goitz, their owner, and then she partnered with Marcus Phillips, the UNLV football player, and they pledged to bring, I think they pledged to bring 100 or 200 balls, and they showed up with a lot of balls. We had some local entrepreneurs come out and do the same. So last year we raised, I think, about 600 balls. So this year we're with Vegas Sports Realtors again. They've pledged to bring 1,000 balls, and we're hoping that our community can match an extra 1,000. So the goal is to bring in 2,000 balls. And we're also aiming to raise $25,000, and that will go back directly to our nonprofit, Greater Youth Sports, and providing after-school sports programming, character development, reading mentorship, all in the school. So that's the goal of the event.
Cool.
Yeah, we're really excited. And we've got Gowden Ford is one of our sponsors. They're bringing out 2 of their big trucks we're just going to throw the balls. Like, the goal is to fill up those trucks. Of course, Vegas Sports Realtors. And then we're hosting the event at Phase 1 Elite. So that's Mike Waters' new facility in Henderson. It's a amazing training facility. So they're actually, the day of the event, he's going to open up his facilities, and he's going to do like a kids combine course. So like I said, great opportunity for the family to come out. We've got, there's so much, like, I just have so many things to say about this.
There's some raffles I saw. So if you come and donate, you have an opportunity to win some stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Like Lululemon, we've got a basket that's like $300 worth of their product. Raising Cane's donated. Some of our other sponsors, New York Life, Highlands Residential Mortgage, all of them donated things to this community raffle. So if you come and donate a ball, you get a ticket to the raffle. You can purchase extra tickets as well. We're going to have
now, do the balls need to be inflated? I know, like, sometimes when you buy balls new or you order them online, they come deflated, not to quote
preferably inflated if you can, because if not, I'm going to blowing 2,000 balls.
Pumping those balls up. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. So, yeah.
Well, that's great. I think that's wonderful. The time for the event, I know where it's going to be in Henderson. You said at Phase 1 Elite. The time,
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we'll be out there half the day. And for people that bring 2 sports balls, the first 75 people, we're giving out free tacos. So we're going to have the taco truck out there. And then some of the UNLV players. So Marcus Phillips will be back again to take pictures. And Sarah from Vegas Sports Realtors is bringing out a few more athletes. So
wonderful.
Take pictures as well. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm so excited.
That's great. And it's nice because it isn't the COVID. I mean, granted, it's still sick time. So be careful, everybody, period. But
sanitizer.
Yes, at least we can interact in person. It's not just drive-bys. It's interacting. The kids get a chance to, blow off some steam, get some exercise out there in the courts if they can. And a great opportunity to help you guys continue to do your work with the kids at Iris. I know before there was just you were in, I think in Washington and here. And I think you were working on Arizona. Is there any other states that you guys are involved with at the time?
We haven't expanded to any other states yet. That's still in the works. We're actually looking to expand potentially into Reno. So hitting more of Nevada.
Nice.
But we really decided to focus in on our district because Clark County is one of the biggest school districts. I think we're the 5th largest in the country. Yeah. So we're in 30 schools. There's elementary schools. There's like 181 elementary schools.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's insane. The district here is huge. So we decided to kind of reel in, really focus on Southern Nevada right now. And then we're looking to Reno next. So, but
awesome.
Soon enough, we'll be across the whole country. So
of course. Well, I think that's great too to concentrate here in Nevada. You guys are based out here right now, so I think that's wonderful, and I think that's just amazing what you guys do. I'm hoping to get a chance to get out there, but if not, I hope everybody out there. We're gonna post it and share it on our social media as well, so people can get out there, donate their balls, come by, have some fun. And it's a great time for the weekend, and it's a holiday. So what better if you can, and if you're able to do so, why not try and donate back to these kids so that they can play sports, which is, I think, number one.
It's is definitely number one. And we've become such a big sports city, and it just seems to grow every day. And there's so many kids that live, 10 minutes from the Raiders or 10 minutes from the Aces, and they don't even own their own basketball or their own football, or they've never played organized sports. So it's like, because we're representing sports so in such an awesome way, it's like, let's make sure that the kids that live here have those opportunities. So, I mean, it's cool to see the city grow and boom in the way it has. And now it's like, okay, let's just make sure that we still focus on these kids that are,
Yeah.
100 feet away and don't have
And
those
it's crazy there's that. I didn't realize there was that many elementary schools, but also I think there's also like they're cutting down like on, your recess time. There's no more after school, like play, PE, that kind of stuff. So it's important that these kids get out and get, their physical, get their exercise. So it's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a huge piece of it too. And again, especially because COVID really set us back. So we're looking at, childhood obesity rates like shooting through the roof, anxiety, depression in like elementary age kids, and we know that being active can help, fight those things. So it's really our program in general, it's sports related, but we really try to use it to help the overall well-being of the kids, because sports can offer so much more than just the fun you're getting from it. There's so many lessons you can learn. I know you guys both played sports, and I'm sure you both have lessons you'll take through the rest of your life that you learn from a certain coach, or just from teammates. It's just, there's so much to learn through sports, and it's important in this time.
Just life lessons. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, Annalise, we appreciate you. We'll let you get back. We know there's a lot of stuff for you guys to get planning.
Coming up on a 2-week break, and they get some activity before they have to go back to school. Kind of.
That's right.
Stuff too.
That's right. So really get them outside.
Yep. So make sure if you're in Vegas, you head out to Phase 1 Sports on Saturday between 11 and 2 for the ball drive. Make sure you drop in, donate some balls. And, I think that's great. So we thank you. Say hi to Devontae for us, and we will definitely catch you guys later. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys. Great to see
you. Bye. Good stuff. Good stuff for the people. I don't know, Mo. I know Mo's been having issues with her phone lately. I don't.
Yes. Bye,
you there? Oh. I feel like maybe you're delayed. Is anyone? I don't know if anyone's in the comments.
I'm delayed.
But, we are. No, I see you now. But for a while you were paused, and then I heard you say bye, Elise. But yeah, anyway. Anyways, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Big Lex? Thanks for tapping in, Maurice, DC Tweet Team. Hey, your commanders are definitely surprising some folks out there. So congratulations to you guys out there on the East Coast. For Mo and I, Mo, just a belated congratulations on the Raiders win over the Seahawks a couple weeks ago. I mean, that was impressive-ish. I
mean, we're over that. We went past that already. I mean, let's talk about this loss that we had just recently. I mean, that satisfied us. It went up as far as a party goes, and then it went right back down again. So that's all good and everything. You guys tried it. You really did. Bringing that 12th man on the field that no one saw. The freaking holding on Devontae Adams that got a no call. Like, we saw all the trickery you guys were trying to do. So that kind of an upward climb, but then this last week just happened, and
we both took some hits this week.
And, we had the Chargers after that, and then we go back to this, and it is.
We'll get into football here shortly. We did want to just start in with some hot topics, of course. I know for most of us, we did learn earlier today about the death of Twitch, whom I knew mainly from the Ellen show, because I would watch Ellen while I'm working from home most of the time. And my mom, I think, watched the Ellen a lot, so much too. And I know of his dance videos and his family. He committed suicide on Tuesday. And so I just wanted to, I know this probably has triggered some people out there as well, those that have dealt with mental illness as well as suicidal ideations or thoughts. And I know I've had people in my life that I know of that have had similar, issues, concerns. And so I wanted to make sure that we do share some of the things out there. Make sure that you know of 988, which is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Also, there is a place called Project Semicolon. It's basically an online community for those that are dealing with mental illness. That are affected by thoughts of suicide. They offer groups that you can find chapters to join and attend that are near you. And they call it semicolon because semicolon is used as a message of affirmation and solidarity to those who have dealt with suicide, depression, addiction, and other mental health issues. It's the holidays, you guys. We know being adults sucks sometimes, and a lot of people have pressure. And for the most part, I'm sure, not many people knew that maybe Twitch was suffering with any mental illness or any issues and dealing with this kind of stuff. So you never know what people are dealing with. Check on your friends, check on your loved ones. And
not even that so much of checking in, because people do check in and they still mask things.
Yeah.
I think what it is men need to know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to show your vulnerability to other men that are your peer group. It's okay to show that to your loved ones and your family. No one's going to take it as a sign of weakness. Not saying that may have been his circumstances, but I think a lot of people try to be strong, and they say check on your strong friends. Well, your strong friends aren't your strong friends. I mean, I don't know what kind of analogy that is to say when they fall into situations or in a dark space. I think people need to be transparent a little bit more with their vulnerability and know that it's a non-judgment, whatever you're going through, that you won't be judged if it's your friends or your loved ones.
Well, I think also when I mean, like, by checking on them is like, there's sometimes like you reach out to friends and everybody has busy lives and they don't respond. You don't hear back from them. But,
Absolutely.
It's always good to continue to push that button to make sure,
people are never really going to be saying, oh, hey, I'm busy. That's it. But you need to see when you're seeing vulnerability. Like I'm saying, even if you are checking on those friends, make it okay that it's okay that you can talk to me if there's anything that's going on.
Be a safe place for people
or anything like that. Showing that you have something and don't be afraid to share. Because like I said, it's no judgment. It's nothing to keep inside. A lot of people compartmentalize a lot of things and don't want to share. So that I think we have to kind of break those walls down at least, and just know that your friends are there for you and your family is there for you, and those that love you are there for you too.
And sometimes
I've never watched. I mean, I don't watch Ellen, so I didn't know who he was. I didn't even. I know. So you think you can dance? There's people locally that have direct influence with him, that have worked with him in the dance circle. I love to dance, and I'm still wasn't familiar with who he was, but what I read, it sounded like he had a remarkable impact on a lot of people.
I mean, ridiculous. I mean, crazy impact on people.
Yeah,
it sounds like, and always had that happy, smiley facade, dancing and enjoying life.
Right, doing what makes him happy, but having things that
which is throwing everybody off as to, oh wow,
right.
yeah.
And there's a lot of things that people go through that they see and they take in till they can't take it anymore. I guess to a certain degree, but just always feel like you should come to anybody or be vulnerable enough to have,
and that life is worth it, even though it might not seem like it right then. Like it is, and it's unfortunately has to leave children behind and a wife.
But I think men need to really check in on their fellow brethren. Make sure that it's okay to cry. Make sure know that it's not a sign of weakness to feel vulnerable at certain things. Have someone that you can talk to and be close to in those things, and can relate to a certain degree. But sometimes when you get to that point, there's no turning back. They have made their decision. Know the signs. If you see any signs, just ask, are you okay? Not, hey, how's it going? Are you okay? That's the message. Are you okay? How are you doing?
And sometimes you have to repeat that because they might just say I'm okay, but you can see the nonverbal
and you have
cues.
To press. As friends, we don't want to press, but sometimes if you're caring about that person, you may have to press until they.
Because you don't want to have these questions after the thought, like, well, what if I would have?
Right.
And I think too, it's important to like whenever we see each other, we see other friends, we're hugging, we're saying, it was great seeing you, I love you, because sometimes people might not be like that, but to have a hug or to get a handshake or to get an embrace,
gesture. Absolutely.
Holding on for 2 extra seconds ain't killing nobody, and it can mean the world to somebody. Yeah,
it makes a difference. It does. Yeah. So very, very unfortunate, very sad.
Very. So that was great. But and not great, but it, we definitely wanted to touch on that because it is something that's very, it's out there. I know that there's people in my life that I've reached out to since this broke, because I know it's a triggering topic. So you want to make sure everybody's okay. Yeah.
And it's so close to holidays too. It's just so bad.
Well, in holidays, it's just a bad time. Like, I mean, I've been seeing stories on social media about people getting, carjacked and robbed, and these things happening left and right. And so you just really need to be careful. I know it's, struggling people trying to pay bills, trying to get presents for kids. Like, it's a lot, but please know that there's always somebody out there for you. If you feel you have nobody, call one of the crisis lines. If you're watching this, you can call on us, hit us on the DMs. We will definitely speak with you. But yeah, so we appreciate those that are out here. I know people are, what's up, Kevin?
There's a lot of pressure for men to be emotional. I agree. And that's why I said what I said. I think, especially Black men and Black people, we compartmentalize so many things, and not to make it racially biased, but there's a lot of things that we go through and that we see that we normally can't express to others, or feel like the compassion is there for things that we go through. So that's why I say you really, really have to check in with one another, and just say what it is, and be transparent without judgment of feeling the way you need to feel about certain things.
Absolutely.
And that gets to people. And sometimes it gets to a point where they have a breaking point. You see a lot all the time on the news of how we're treated and all these things and these X factors, and just never know. You never know. So I know there's never an explanation. No one leaves a note. Some people do.
Right.
Some don't. I just hope that there is some kind of explanation.
Understanding. Yeah, I know.
What better understanding as to why all of a sudden.
Yeah. I know Kevin and Kente are in our chat right now asking, like, there's got to be more to the story. He had a lot of future projects.
A lot of people are saying,
people always think that when you're, rich or famous, that you've got it made, and there aren't problems like this. And it's clear to show that there are problems. No matter what, people can have problems at any point in their life, and no matter how much money they have or how many people are involved around them. And maybe you never know. But if there is more to the story, I'm sure we'll find out. But if not, I mean, we don't need to pry for an extra story. I mean, what's happened has happened. So,
but if it is sparks a conversation as far as the circumstances, then maybe that conversation needs to be had. But it is not one of those things, and we let it be what it is, and pray for the family and everyone affected by this.
Yes. Wife and kids, boy, that's just a tough
absolutely
one. It's super tough. But on to some brighter news. We hadn't been back yet, but Brittany Griner is back in the good old US of A. So the trade did go down for her and the Russian arms dealer. What was this, like on Saturday, I believe it was, or last weekend?
No, it was a weekday, wasn't it? Was it? When I woke up at like 4 a.m, the day I had to go to work. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I just know I wasn't. I was. I don't know. So this happened.
No, you were here. You were sick in bed.
I was here. Yeah, I was in bed. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was like a Tuesday. I think we were supposed to do the show the following day. I think this was last week.
I was sick. Yes. Oh, Lord. So Brittany got back. They brought her to San Antonio, to Fort Ham. She's been there and still remains there. She's been getting, talking with medical people and psych people, and just being evaluated and being watched. It's great that she's back. She was able to see her wife immediately upon getting off the plane. She was welcomed with her favorites, which I didn't know were Dr. Pepper, Reese's, and Cheetos. So her family's come to visit. They've had barbecue. So she's back, and she actually grabbed a ball, put on some Chucks and a Phoenix Sun shirt and some shorts and a t-shirt, and went and dunked the ball for the first time and shot around lightly as she has in the last 10 months. It just sounds like, at this point, they're taking it day by day to see how she is, how she feels. I know there's been statements from the Mercury as well as like WNBA that they're just, leaving it up to her as to if and when she wants to come back and when that decision is. But it's, right now you've got a lot to process. It sounds like she maintained. It sounds like she maintained all right while out there. She did cut her hair.
Don't know. We only see what we're told.
Right.
We don't know. And
it sounds like from the psych doctors that,
physically, yes. And her mental exams were passing. Yes, absolutely. Right. But everything
we don't know. I mean,
how she
I know me personally, I'd probably
And I'm not rushing for the Diane Sawyer. This lady, let her take her time. I'm personally very ecstatic that she is out. I know people have been discussing the depths of the value of this alleged trade. And you can't put value on human lives. This is an American. Americans getting out, okay? The negotiation is what it is. We also would love to see Paul Whelan out. Let's not let that negate.
Right.
But to say, oh, it's an arms dealer. We don't. Okay, first of all, this guy was getting out soon. He was about to get out.
Yeah, he had like 4 or 6 years left.
5 more years or something. But he was getting out regardless. Okay. Just expedited the process, and we got a trade in advance for that. Secondly, he's an arms dealer that's been kind of removed from society, so we don't know what that's going to look like with him being back out on the outside of being an arms dealer.
Right.
We've got arms dealers that live in this country. One of them is probably Lockheed Martin. They sell guns all the time. The people shoot up schools and do all. So we have arms dealers here too.
We got arms dealers in Las Vegas.
What I'm saying is, let's not diminish who Brittany Griner is in order for her to get out. Like, don't do that like that. I just thought that was kind of upsetting that people would do that. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I was happy to see this woman get out. I thought
most definitely,
and for not to free, the first time I've ever seen racially justing on a Black woman by getting freed on a minuscule charge to be able to come back in the country within the same year that she was sentenced to a longer longevity of being out there. Right, it's incredible.
Well, and the fact too that she has come back and already I think her attorney as well as her wife have already put out there that they plan on fighting for Paul Whelan as well as all Americans that are being held over there.
So, press conference, if you listen at the press conference, they said they're still putting in a fight for his release, and there's other people over there that are Americans that are also need to fight for their release too. Each case is different, circumstances are different, and I think that's kind of how they tried to, look at it. I think they wanted both of them out originally, and the Russia wasn't having it. It's one or the other, and you're going to say no then? Let both of them?
Yeah, no. You're taking that deal. So we're happy she's home. She did.
Anybody who had a loved one would be okay with that deal. And even Paul Whelan's brother came out okay with the deal. Like, so if it's okay with them, why is it not okay with everyone else? The people that are directly involved with it are the ones that you should reach for or look for the validation on.
Right. That's just, Well, and it's crazy too, because I don't know when she cut her locks, but of course those were causing her hardship because the weather was so cold. They were freezing. She was,
I believe that,
in and out of being sick. My thing is they said that she had cut him because she knew that this was like a long-term thing. She was going to be there for the long haul. Right. So I'm wondering like how far back did she cut it, or would it would be terrible if she had cut it a week ago and then guess what, you're getting out. But other way, it's great she's out.
Of energy, like I explained to you, locks hold a lot of energy in your hair. You go through trying things, you go through stresses with your hair. Maybe this is a cleansing, maybe this is a renewal. Maybe she didn't look at it like that. I think hair is just hair. It's one thing. I know it seems symbolic to some, but it is hair at the end of the day. And if we have to cut it for self-preservation, that's what we're gonna do.
For sure. And she did finally get a good lineup by the Spurs barber, so that's good. Yeah.
Feel beautiful, okay? That's not
for sure. But we're very, very, very excited and happy that she's home. So it's wonderful.
I'm excited and very happy for Brittany. That brought a little weight off of my shoulders of that, because that was heavy in my heart with her being over there.
Oh, that's good.
Right before the holiday season,
Yep, especially how nice. I mean, it's a great time to be home and be back with your family for the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We also had Coach Prime leaving JSU, going over to Colorado State, heading into the Pac-12. And like you had posted, they did hire I think he was the defensive. Was he the defensive?
He was one of their
the wide receiver coach, I think.
But he was a wide receiver coach. He was a quarterback before with Jackson State, played with Jackson State, then switched over from quarterback to wide receiver. Broke many records over at JSU being a wide receiver, and stayed with the program, and is now the head coach, TC. Coach TC.
And he was coaching under Prime, so that's good. That kind of is a good transition.
Yeah. I hope it works out. The whole thing with the JSU, and a lot of people had a lot to say about that. My most thing I was upset about was they beat my school. They beat Southern. I don't like that. I don't like us going into a SWAC championship and we're losing. But I will say, congratulations to Coach Prime. I do wish him the best. However, I am hurt that he left. Yeah. I am hurt. I think people that understand SWAC and HBCU culture and understand what that was for us to see a monumental change happen in Jackson State, with just his presence being there and his resources being there, and the influence he had to get people to donate and do things to make great changes to that school within 3 years is very impressive. The hurt comes from the part of, I understand when things call and money's there and you got to go, and you think you have a bigger purpose to serve doing something else. You can't block people's blessings if that's what their calling is, and that's what he's saying is divine. I think it's just more so the thing of, I would have liked to have seen him be the Nick Saban, if you will, of HBCUs, because within that 3 years, he got a 5-star athlete, one of the number one 5-star athletes to come to an HBCU. What would that have looked like in 10 years with all 5
even 5 or 7
flocking to HBCUs? What would that have looked like? That's my only thing. I would have loved to have seen what the projection and future of that holds. And everybody's saying, he left a blueprint. Indeed, he did leave ways to coach up, but he also took valuable players with him to Colorado. So we got to look at the recruitment of what JSU can do to get back on track to be another 3rd-time championship of the SWAC. Will they repeat again? Will they get 5-star athletes to come to those schools in addition to other HBCU schools? We do have Eddie George coaching over at Tennessee State. We have Hugh Jackson over at Grambling. We have a lot of people that are, from NFL outlets that come to HBCUs to kind of make differences. And I hope TC can definitely pick up where Dion left off, but I hope Southern can beat them too if they ever get to a SWAC. I hope we beat them in the regular season too as well. I hope we can step up and level up as well. But I'm just saying this to say that, a lot of people felt like he sold out and he did this and he did that. And I didn't really necessarily think he sold out. I think what Dion is, and people don't understand, is he's a capitalist. Like most people, they can be bought. There is a price. I think what he did for Jackson State that short stint of time was amazing, incredible, if you will, for all the struggles that the schools have. A lot of HBCUs are underfunded. Southern is underfunded $1.4 million as we sit here and speak. We don't have the facilities that you go to a school that's 1-11 and the awe that he saw with just their sports facilities. We don't have that. I remember what my dorm room looked like my sophomore year. It was fenced in with barbed wire because it was supposed to be demolished. I had to move into that. So everything is a little different, and I'm sorry, but you do understand when people come in and make change and actually put a dent into something and it looks great and then they leave. I can understand where people were coming from.
And he did have the whole new football practice facilities and all the facilities for the team there that he put up.
I mean, Michael Strahan and P. Diddy donated. They gave money for the uniforms. They did a lot of things, but that's his influence of being who he is. And all I ask is this audience and other people to not forget about HBCUs that he's moved on. I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I'm just focused on Colorado now. So that means you were only down there looking at Prime. You weren't looking at these athletes with the potential to be something. You were there for Prime then. So stay with that energy and keep watching our games, and shoot, Bayou Classic been on TV for 32 years, day after Christmas on NBC.
Of course. I watched it.
I mean, we've had the.
Well, I got my girl who's a Southern girl, so of course I gotta watch it too.
I mean, we've had the transparency there. We've been on TV for it. It's nothing new. We just need that momentum. We need College Game Day to still come down to JSU or FAMU or Alcorn or all these other schools to see some of these boys play. They have some athletes that are worth looking at. That didn't
keep the pressure on HBCUs to keep recruiting these guys too. I think my only issue with, obviously we know you want to go for the money sometimes, and that's great. But I think for me, it was 2 years, really. Realistic, it was 2 seasons.
Well, because he had a COVID, we had pandemic.
You got 2 seasons in, and it just feels like maybe at least like 5, like give it a good, I feel like 5 is a round number for coaching.
I don't know what time would have been.
If you're successful, if you're successful in it, I just don't know why. If you already won 2 champions, why not go for 3? Why not? Why are you? I don't know. But
the thing of it is you can't put a time on it. I said 10, and even people think 10 probably would have been like, if you leave in 10, that would have still been. They would have been mad regardless. I'm just saying.
I think I was more mad when I saw the interview that was posted that really was him when he first got hired and was like,
oh yeah,
I'm not here for money. I'm doing this. I'm in for the long haul. And it's like, so you just completely did a 180.
Of course. Well, we knew, when coaches or people get jobs, they're going to say anything they got to say to have that job. Right. But they're never going to promise you they're going to be in that job forever. No one is going to sell you on. If you're going for a top-notch job, you're not going to sit there and say, oh, I love this company. I believe in it. I'm going to stand with it. They're thick and thick, and get another offer and not leave. I mean, that's kind of the common thing. But I get where you're coming from, because that was a finesse that he laid on us. He came off like he was going to be this savior to all HBCUs and do this magical thing, which he did in a short time, incredibly, on certain things, getting the top recruits to come and play, like Travis Hunter. But then you take that Travis Hunter and Shiloh and everyone else and go with them to Colorado. So it's like, okay, we're left holding the bag a little bit, but we've got this nice facility. We've got a nice greens to play on. We've got dope uniforms with our names on the back of them. We've got great funding. And who's to say if he goes to Colorado, he doesn't give back to JSU or other HBCUs. Sure, this money could be a catalyst for him to come back. I'm not going to give up on Prime on thinking that he won't come back this way. But I just would have liked to have seen the dip that he did that had these mostly PWI institutions, their Pac-12 institutions, upset with him for the fact that they took one player, just one. Imagine if he had taken a whole bunch and people just followed leads. I mean, it just
and that's the transfer portal. Apparently, Colorado State is just. I mean, they were the bottom of the Pac-12, so he's going to be hitting the transfer portal a lot. I mean, that's pretty much where UW got their success this year, was from the transfer portal. I can't say I'll be rooting for Coach Prime this next coming season because he is in my division and my conference,
of course.
Of course, but I am excited to see what happens with him and what happens with the transformation of Colorado State.
I am too. I just don't want looks to be taken away from this. I think people still need to support Jackson State as well as all the other HBCUs. Sure. I think College Game Day still needs to come down there. I still think the shut games still need to be on ESPN. If that's the blueprint you guys are talking about, then you need to be consistent with it. I think TC is going to do an amazing job. It's probably one of the jobs that he's always longed for. And not for nothing, Eddie Robinson was a Gremlin for years. Got offered in 1977 to go coach the Rams. Yes, the Los Angeles Rams. And turned it down for what he thought was a better offer of making boys into men and being at Grambling and doing everything he needed to do. So everybody's calling is different, and Prime is who he is. This is the guy. This is who he is.
Right.
And
Maurice said Coach Prime made an impact.
He didn't make an impact. He did, but I would like to see that impact be consistent. I would love to see 5-star, 3-star,
and long term
HBCUs as their first option, regardless of who's coach or not. Don't go just because you want to say, "Oh, I want to play for Prime." I want to play just because I want that experience. I want to be down there to be there. When I was at Southern, we had Aaron McNair, we had Steve McNair at Alcorn, Heisman candidate. No one knew. I mean, people knew, but it was like, okay, he's at HBCU being a Heisman candidate. Okay, this is big. And yet we're still in the same space of not getting the props or acknowledgement of HBCUs on TV and being nationally televised. Okay, so it took him to kind of reinvent. It's
going to take some more. They definitely got to keep the pressure on him.
That's going to just drop because now he's in Colorado. Now all eyes are on Colorado. So you're all eyes on Colorado for Prime, or are you here for what the mission is? So
I think that also depends on the media too. I think the media.
Media is definitely
what media roles.
Him. It already is. Everything is about Prime, Prime. What's Shiloh gonna do? What's Shador gonna do? What's Travis Hunter gonna do?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be curious about both. I'm watching on both ends. I can multitask.
Definitely. Definitely. I did want to shout out to, of course, your nice friends, Andre and Jorge, that took part in the Respect for Marriage Act that was signed into law by President Biden yesterday. They got invited to the White House. I had joked with Andre because I was like, "Oh, no VIP, like you guys couldn't get inside." But there was
the way they framed that, I thought they were going to be right there signing.
Right. I was like, "So you guys can go sit down with Biden or Kamala or nothing? Like, come on."
Couldn't see Kamala and Biden. Y'all wasn't right there behind in the backdrop while he was giving his speech. I was hoping to see some camera time.
But like Cyndi Lauper performed there. There was a couple other people.
Sam Smith.
Yeah, Sam Smith. Basically, love whoever you are. So this law was basically helping with those, you know, uh, I'm getting myself
So it's
tongue twisted right
LGBTQ
now.
plus as
Yes,
well as the
interracial marriage.
protective
Yes.
provisions on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That stemmed from the Supreme Court case of Loving versus Loving. But this is huge. This is monumental, and hopefully, with the bill being signed, it gets confirmed into a law, and it can be safe and protect them because we love them so much, and we love all of our friends that are in that space. So yeah. It's quite that's quite a
it was a quick trip for them. It was a quick trip for them, but that was cute. It was nice. It was great to see that and to see, I'm sure we'll be seeing it from Jorge for the next 2 years through
well, he's
social
already
media
posted
posts.
stories.
Oh, okay. We love them. So I'm happy that was great. We're great to see that people that that are there to see it in person. So that was great. One of the viral videos, I know this was posted in the group today. I had to dive into an Instagram deep dish. So we also know about this 12-year-old here, right? The 12-year-old is Jeremiah Johnson. People have been going crazy over him being 12 years old. That's the picture on the far left. They won the 12U Division I. This guy's got a full mustache. What looks to be like a tattoo on his forearm. I don't know if that's just like one of those temporary ones because it didn't seem like it was great placement at the time either. But listen, so I had to dive into his Instagram. Okay. So I dove into the Instagram. I found that these other pictures from like 2020. So, almost 3 years ago, you could tell there's a different size differential. But the kid's had a mustache since he was like 9. If he is, 12, or maybe but you could tell he was younger. Like he definitely was younger in these younger pics, 2020. I think there was like January. There was a September one, which is that middle one.
So you mean to tell me in 2 years, this man turns full 25?
In 2 to 3 years. And this is about 3 years time.
Benjamin Buttons type situation.
Maybe there could have been a growth spurt. Like we don't know how. My brother grew 6 inches one summer.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Okay. Let me just tell you something. All right. We're not falling for it, Melissa. Okay. But do what you do. Rock on.
Because you can't fake the posts on Instagram.
We knew they were grown people. Okay.
Sure. So I'm not saying
he can rock on with his.
I'm not saying he's not.
He got grown
over 12. I just think that he's still younger.
Or he's 20.
He looks a lot older than he is.
He looks 25.
I do believe he's still a kid, like a teen. He's still a teen.
He's definitely not a teenager. Okay, let's just can that, Kat.
He could definitely be a teenager. He could be 15.
He could be 18.
Have you seen some of these kids in high school these days?
Melissa,
15?
Really?
But when you watch his interview, the kid is not. He's not mentally a 20-year-old, or you know what I mean? Like he's not.
Hey, I get it. There were people, like I said, grown people in my high school that were mentally at 20. But that doesn't negate the fact that this man is not 12. This young person here is older, and if they feel like they can get away with whatever they're doing, I'm not gonna narc them out. I'm not gonna rat them out. Whatever. Do you rock on? He is not 12.
He's 12 in leap years.
To think that he is. He is not. But rock on and do what you do. I'm not gonna hate on the kid if this gives him opportunity for some success. Yeah. Go for it. But no.
Kente said Derrick Henry was the same. I'm gonna have to pull up some pictures of Derrick Henry if that's the case. Derrick Henry doesn't have facial hair. I think it's the facial hair that really.
Tattoos and facial hair and grown man muscles. There's some of you men out there. Come on.
He don't got muscles. There was no muscles. I saw this interview. He had skinny little arms. I mean, if you're playing ball and your dad takes you to the gym with him.
In that picture with him holding trophy, okay, and a tattoo on the forearm. Okay.
I still don't know if the tattoo's real. I don't feel like
we're not doing that.
Not henna, but because they're kids, they get those fake things that you can wet cloth on and they stay on.
Taking the time to do all that. Come on, he's got football to play.
Or maybe his dad's just cool like that and said, "Hey, let's get tatted."
I mean, listen, okay, whatever. I don't know.
You can get a tattoo under.
I don't know. It's making me very uncomfortable now talking about this.
It's just too much. It's a
lot.
I get it.
It's a lot. It's just different.
It's a lot.
It look, but I bet you didn't have that full on mustache. Some of y'all can't even. Some of y'all.
Derrick Henry still can't even grow a mustache. I don't think he got a baby face. I think it's just his body that people thought he was older. I don't think people mistook his face for being older because he still has a baby face.
Are you serious right now? Put that picture back up again. That fool looks.
No, not this. I'm talking about Derrick Henry.
Oh, I was about to say. Listen, he got a Teddy P mustache. He got a mustache that most grown men can't grow in their own. So no.
Definitely a man child. Hey, it's just a lie. I had to bring it. It's a topic. It's a topic. You know,
it is. It's a good one because people were talking about it. Yeah, something suspicious. This looks suspicious to me, but I'm not a rat. So.
Hey, shout out to Christopher Rhodes in our group because not only has he mixed in his contributions to not only just be wrestling and WWE, but he threw in a lot. What helped me this week in picking our Jugadores Locos because all the Jugadores Locos that he mentioned happened to be these guys. So first we've got Chris Beer, the Texas men's basketball coach, suspended domestic violence against supposedly his fiance. Apparently he snapped on her, he choked her, bit her, bruised her leg, throwing her around.
You see how red his face is?
Yeah. Well, you see how I'm sure he can get angry. Exactly. And he was released on $10,000 bail in order to stay 200 yards away from the residence. I don't know. I just feel like if you're getting in that kind of situation,
look how stressed and angry he looks. He looks like he's a coronary away for keeling over on the sidelines.
I mean, I did choose an appropriate picture.
I feel like he's thrown a chair or two. He looks it.
He does. You also got Bryce Carpenter from Coastal Carolina. He's the backup quarterback, a fifth-year senior. He was arrested for allegedly slamming a woman to the ground because she refused his sexual advances.
Wow.
Okay. I'm sorry. If no means no, I get body slammed. Again. Charged with third-degree assault and battery, released on a $2,500 bond.
Wow.
He's been suspended by the school indefinitely, but
he's a predator, and she needs to file a restraining order against him.
She's gonna need more than that.
And they need to not have him on the campus. If he's suspended indefinitely, then he needs to be away from the campus. He is trespassing.
And gone.
He should be trespassing.
And gone. Yes. And then we've got an employee, a staffer. We've got Ariel Escobar. Listen, Tennessee State football director of football operations. So she attacked the running back Devin Starling and his girlfriend while they were in her car. In his car, she apparently used her car to ram into his while he and his girlfriend were inside, and then block them in. She apparently wanted the running back to confess that to his girlfriend that they had a sexual relationship the day prior. So she's mad. That's all.
Why does she look like this one actress?
Who?
She's been in a couple, I can't think right now, but I'm gonna post the picture.
Okay.
I swear she looks just like her.
Not the one from the Denzel Washington movie?
No, that's Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes, no.
Yeah, that's definitely not her. Oh, okay. No, she was in something else. I'll think of it. I'll post it in the group when I find it. But she looks just like her, and I thought it was the actor.
Steph, this is exactly what I said. The first thing in the comments when he posted it was don't. Well,
but
instead
see,
of
that's
poop,
why that Ime Udoka thing was bad. It was a bad move.
Yes,
because you never do it. Repercussions. You can't do that.
As an adult, you should realize by this. Well, I guess they're still adults. They're over 18. You got to realize you can't mix those two things. You can't mix work and personal life like that.
Learn. Some people have success rates. Some people not so successful. But I don't want to roll the dice and be on the unsuccessful.
I'm not. Side. I am so good on that. I'm so good on that. Hey, we're gonna get into some Vegas. It's a long show. What can we say? We're gonna get into some Vegas news. Shout out to the Aces because they, Kelsey Plum, Teresa, Coach Hammond, and others of the coaching staff visited Child Haven. If you're in Vegas, you know Child Haven is where they take kids that are being removed from their parents,
right?
And they end up being there until they're placed into foster care. And some don't find foster homes fast, and they end up being there in Child Haven for a long period of time. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I have not seen any other sports organizations in Las Vegas make these attempts to visit these kids in Child Haven. So I'm really happy for that, number one. And number two, because they got to make an impact on those kids that are there. And during the holidays, it's already bad enough if you're in a foster home, but second of all, if you also are not with any home and you're in the campus there and don't have family. So this was just really amazing. So shout out to my girl, Kristen, for sending me and reminding me that they had come by there at the campus. I think that's great. Our Golden Knights were still on top of Pacific Northwest Pacific Division, which is great because we've been up and down and up and down and up and down. I'm just hoping they keep it up and keep it up. One thing I will say is that these UNLV basketball players, this men's guy, I mean, granted, the men have not had a very difficult schedule in this, pre-conference division.
Let us just have
but 10-0, like, wow.
I'm not about to circumvent why it's 10-0. Let's just give these men their flowers. Let us just sit on a high for a moment, yes. Melissa. Okay. That they're 10-0 right now. Mm-hmm. Let's have a silver lining with our Knights and know that the tickets are now cheaper to go to games. Yes. So let's just have our moment in Vegas with being on a high of 10-0 before these.
I'm all for it. I'm for it. And they are only the third team that's unbeaten so far. So only three other teams are doing, which is UConn and Purdue. Like that's just, it's just the way to go.
Go ahead, Kruger. Do what you do, man. Like you just did. Come on. Give that man.
The ladies did lose one, but both the men and women do start their conference play on the 28th and the 29th. So of course, all of these games, do count towards the record, but they aren't counted towards the conference wins and losses. So
yeah. Give this team there. I'm gonna praise them right now since they're 10-0.
Yeah, no, it's good. Hey, and here comes our newest team. We've got the Vegas Desert Dogs, the lacrosse team, the professional lacrosse team that's coming. Their first home game, the opening night, is this Friday. I will be headed there to check out. I'm excited. I mean, you don't see lacrosse too often in certain places. A lot of the high schools out here in the West Side and the Summerlin area, they seem to have lacrosse teams. I never see it much, but I want to check it out. Seems great. They got some great ownership. You got Gretzky, Joe Tsai. Who else is in there? I forgot. Steve Nash is one of them. So apparently all the owners are supposed to be there for opening night. The game is at 7:30. It's going to be on ESPN2. They have opening night festivities. Doors open at 6. There's going to be the ceremonies start at 7:10. So they already played one game for their season opener away and they lost. But now there's, I guess, they're the 15th team to join this National Lacrosse League. So looking forward to seeing this. I kind of wanted to see Wayne Gretzky too. I'm not going to lie.
UNLV has a lacrosse team, so I think that's a good look for
that's great. And here's something I didn't know until I went on Facebook today. The U.S. women's and U.S. Canadian women's hockey have a game tomorrow at the Dollar Loan Center.
Just sure there's a lot of sports out here. I tell you what.
It's crazy.
A lot of sports out here. My goodness.
So if you're in the area or if you want, you can go to the Dollar Loan Center tomorrow, 7:00. Women's hockey between the U.S. and Canada. I think these tickets start at like $35. I know another game that's on Friday. This one, the Las Vegas Bowl. This is the first time the SEC and the Pac-12 are meeting in like decades. And this is going to be on Friday. I didn't realize it's a day game. Like this game's at 11:30. So for anybody out there driving around near Allegiant Stadium on Friday, make sure you be aware of the traffic because this happens at 11:30 a.m.
My goodness. I mean, it's piquing all interest for any kind of interested parties in any aspect of sports. You've got options.
It is insane. And these tickets start at these tickets are like $32.
Yeah, we really are turning to the entertainment capital of the world here, like with the sports entertainment. Like we've got it all.
Mo, definitely. Yes, Mo. It's definitely becoming a sports mecca. It's crazy.
Yes. I hate my dad because he was like, "There's too many sports out here."
He's like, we went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Very, very quick. He's like, "There's too many sports out here. It's always something you look up as something." Formula One racing, UFC, boxing, college sports.
Mayweather Promotions has a fight this Saturday.
The Desert Dogs. You got the Canadian women's hockey, Golden Knights hockey. You've got Ignite.
Aces,
you've got
everything.
college running rebel. Come on, man.
The ball.
These high school games.
Yeah.
CFM basketball games. You got sports.
It's a lot.
You got sports.
It's a whole lot. And because of all these things that continuously are happening around Allegiant Stadium, they're also, Allegiant Stadium is having a $7.5 million in improvements before next season starts.
Well, they need it because I read what it was, like the misters when it's hot out there.
The misters, we definitely need those.
I get it. People laugh
misters, the canopies under the entrances that you're getting shade, because those summertime things, anything when it starts hitting 90 degrees is just too much to be standing out there on all that concrete. Yeah.
I hate saying it really is because my friends are in front of me, but yeah, it really is too hot out there. That's
okay.
World Cup, we gotta.
It's okay. We're gonna get into some NFL because again. Fantasy football woes. I
won
Kyler Murray. I won my guys league, which is great. My women's league, I've just given up on because there's just no coming back from the bottom of the pit that I'm in. It's a lot.
All these
Kyler Murray being out for the rest of the season. I mean, you've got,
I dropped him when I drafted
Jimmy Garoppolo being gone. So shout out to this guy, Mr. Irrelevant. I don't think any of us were still there at the draft because he was the last pick of the NFL draft. And this guy comes in. He was the last pick of the draft.
Wow.
And so that's why his dad's getting so much. And he is the only rookie to start against Tom Brady and win in their first professional start. So
another side of Tom Brady going through a divorce. Tom Brady. That's pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
I want to see him look good against Jalen Hurts and those guys. Let's see what he can do with that.
Well, he's got Seattle next, and that's if he can play on Thursday because he had some rib and issues. So I'm hoping.
I bet.
I don't even know who that would be, like their fourth string or fifth string quarterback at this time. So I'm hoping, Debo's out. Thankful for that. I'm not, sorry he's injured, but he will miss this weekend or tomorrow's game. We're Thursday night. He got injured last game.
Oh, that's right. He went down.
So, and it's a short week because we play tomorrow. Right. It's a big game for us because if we don't win, we're pretty much out the playoffs. But if we do win, then there's going to be some rivalry for the division. I think it's only going to be whoever wins the division makes it into the playoffs at this point because the NFC East is so strong.
It is.
Because you've got the Detroit Lions that are coming through.
I know.
3 in a row. Unbelievable.
They've been winning.
Yeah, but here's just a quick video because I love my Gridiron Heights, and this one tickled me beyond measure. So here we go.
Good drive, babe. Kiddo, babe, you gotta condition that long hair. We got enough split ends.
Hello?
Whoa, not again!
Oh no, what's this? I killed Jimmy Garoppolo.
Nah, that'll be too dark for a kids program. See you in the postseason, Brick.
Woo! It's a physical sport, next man up!
CMC drives sleigh. This Santa Claus seems like it's on very shaky legal ground, no?
You're in charge of distributing the footballs now.
Forever?
We don't like to think about next year here in Santa's Clara. Debo will help you with anything you need.
Oh, great. More things for me to do.
And this is Bosa, our sack master.
Sack.
My cheekbones are more
photogenic. And my voice is deeper? Oh no, is this a horror story?
Look, it happens all the time. See?
Guess I gotta buy some shoes to fill.
Oh boy, this is a rough game.
Don't mind if I do.
Like ho ho ho, look who's came crawling back.
I didn't even get hurt.
Keep an eye on the internal clock in the sleigh. You have 3 seconds to deliver each ball. Nothing over 5 yards, okay, Brock?
Jingle bell, jingle bell, Brock. Jingle around the...
Hey!
He does exist.
He does exist.
Yeah.
It just tickled me.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. I mean,
it'll be interesting and to see. I think he's a game time decision if he will play. Of course, The Seahawks had the terrible loss against the Panthers. I really can't even talk about it because it was just, Geno 3 interceptions. Defense
I know
led
what you're talking about. I mean, the Raiders,
their running backs were just
mad and woke up mad. I mean, what can
man.
I say? This is the
It
craziest.
really screws up your whole day, like you go into it, and this is the thing. And one of my friends had to check me because first of all, we started this season as Seahawks fans knowing, hey, we're gonna suck. Like, hey, let's just beat Denver and we're okay with whatever our record is. But then we started playing good, so you got used to trying to win, and now we get mad when we lose, when really we're still doing better than what we probably thought we would have.
Oh, absolutely. But you have to go in, always after the holidays. This is when winter is coming. Always in the winters when everything flips. So you just pretty much like what I have to do is walk into every game with no expectations.
And that's how it is now.
I
just hope we have a little bit of defense that can hopefully try and
have that Rams game against Baker Mayfield, of all people that I hate. The fact that we lost to a nemesis like that in a primetime Thursday night game is just ridiculous. I mean, I went to bed, man. I woke up. Yeah, they made him look like, well, you're disrespectful, Maurice. I would never put that on Joe Montana. He did not look like Joe Montana. He looked like a quarterback that belonged in the NFL for one time in his career. That's what he looked like. But I would never put that on Joe because he definitely ain't no Joe Montana. But I will say that leave it up to the Raiders
to make
him
look
that
good.
guy
They made him
look
good.
like a stud, look like a quarterback for the first time in his
Hollywood Baker is officially in town. So.
That's a one and done, though. By the way, you're not gonna see
that. Mo said Steve Young.
Yeah, well, he's no Steve Young to me either, but whatever. I'll take that. How dare you put that on Joe's name? Joe be rolling over.
Oh man,
Joe's alive and rolling over on the floor. Jesus.
Man, and them Cowboys almost lost the Texans. I was rooting. I was cheering. It just
Michael Parsons is an idiot. He said two things that's crazy. He's an idiot. I don't like the Cowboys. You know that. We don't even have to give them any kind of props.
I know.
We could go further in the rest of
the But how do you almost lose to the Texans? I mean, the Texans.
It's the Cowboys.
I know.
I wish they had. I wish they had. I probably would have had a more soothing to my soul if they had.
Yeah.
But I don't even have to go any further weeks with them.
I hear you.
With the Cowboys, even mentioning them. They're a non-factor. I don't care how well they put in the AFC.
Yeah.
They're still a non-factor.
All right. We're going to be skipping a little bit because we're already over an hour. I mean, there's been some NBA stuff. I know you probably don't want to talk about your Lakers and last night's overtime loss.
The Lakers is... we're up and down. We're taking more wins than we expected. And Anthony Davis balled out with the 55 points the other night. So I'm not tripping as long as he don't get hurt. He rolled his ankle one night and I was getting nervous. But
that was close. That was close.
Actually looking good. They're talking about trades. So they're talking about getting some people, some depth for us. And if that goes
wow.
Does.
I'm just more surprised that the Suns have lost 5 straight. I know Booker's out, but it just seems kind of like so they lost 2 to Houston, I think, to the Rockets. Like, really?
You guys lost tonight too.
The Bulls did? Well, I mean, listen, but I bet you they covered because for some reason the Bulls, they always be covering the spread. I don't know what it is.
What was y'all spread? Because it was 120 to 128. Y'all lost by 8 points, which wasn't bad.
I don't know if it was 8. I don't know if it was 8.
And see, games like that, like even in football, especially that one other night. What night was that? Was the blowout game? Was it the Cowboys game? Yes, that Cowboys.
No,
that's a game.
Not the Texans game.
Over. Not last week. The week before. Remember the Cowboys played? It was a blowout. 55.
Yes, that fourth quarter was crazy.
That's a game you have to take the over
the week before.
Like you just have to do the over bet on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That game made the Cowboys look like they were like the Bills. No. But that's what it made it look like. Playing, was it Atlanta?
I don't know if it was Atlanta or not. Yeah, it was the thing. It might have been. Yeah. So we got the new NBA trophies. Of course, the Michael Jordan will be the new MVP trophy. You've got the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year, Hakeem Olajuwon, Defensive Player of the Year, Wilt Chamberlain, NBA Rookie of the Year, a Sixth Man of the Year, and a Most Improved Player of the Year trophy.
These are lilies and different floral arrangements look great in those trophies.
You said what?
Great floral arrangements would look great in those trophies.
It's the vases. I don't know why they have them in vases. And
the MVP trophy is whack. Like it's not even a good-looking Jordan trophy.
Well, he said that he didn't want it. He didn't want it to look like him. He wanted it to represent that it could be any of them that win it. He didn't want it to be him.
Okay, that still makes no sense. The trophy is whack. and him reaching like that, it's just a bad pose. It's just not a good looking trophy. I'm sorry. And ones will debate that Kareem should have been the MVP trophy because Kareem had all these MVP awards, more than Jordan, and why is he not on there? But people don't know that Kareem has an award.
Yeah, he does.
Humanitarian
and service award.
Social justice award. But I mean, I get it because Lakers are always gonna beef with the whole thing,
everything,
with the Jordan thing.
It's always,
yeah, the trophy's whack looking. I just think the juxtapose on the trophy.
I want to see it. I want to see it like live. Like these are like kind of renditions. It feels like I want to see something like when it comes to the All-Star Weekend or it comes to the naming of the awards. I want to see it like in someone's hand to kind of get a better vibe.
I mean, even if it's in somebody's hands, he's reaching up like an arch in a yoga pose. Like really? Okay.
He's reaching for a rock, so it's showing him leaving a rock, reaching to a crystal basketball. There's like a whole meaning behind everything. There's like measurements are under 23 and 6 because of his 23 number, and then the 6 rings, and then there's a measure of 5 for his MVP. I mean, everything in it is very intricate to the measurements that's there, but it's
I get the basically art, but that does not correlate to the composition of what it is. It still does not look good. I don't care what nobody say.
I know it's
some art ain't art, and that ain't it. I think,
and that's okay.
I'm sure people probably would have thought the jump man would have been a good pose, but you can't do the jump man because that's.
But he didn't want it to be him either. Yeah, or even
But it's like a back bend, reaching for the whatever you described. It's a full back bend pose. Gymnastics would love it. Gymnasts would love it.
A ballet pose.
Great MVP trophy for them.
Oh my God, I cannot. Marisa, did we talk about Skip and Shannon? I don't even think that we have the time to talk.
I mean, my goodness, I mean, if you want to get into it, we can. Like, I watch the show, and they always go off on each other.
I don't see it that often, but
another level. But you should know who Skip Bayless is, and you should know he always pushes buttons, and he always takes it personal because that's who Skip Bayless is.
Well, and he had to deal with Stephen A. too for so long. I mean,
Jalen Rose owned him. A few other athletes have owned him. Shannon should just got on there and owned him. And not go mezzo soprano on him because that does nothing when you're squealing and going soprano on yelling at a guy. Because at the end of the day, Skip still had the last word and said, "Put your glasses on." The fact that you're clowned for this, and you've got Chuck and Shaq clowning you for the whole situation.
That's something.
And the fact that you're still on there and there was no public apology, and you guys are on there on the show like nothing happened and very cordial to one another, to the point where the niceness is almost uncomfortable. Like they're on there being very nice to one another, like an uncomfortable nice. So I'm sure they had words after, but I've seen them get spicy before. This is nothing new.
Look that's what brings the ratings in. Look at how much people are talking about it, sharing it, bringing out the posts. I mean, you're seeing a lot more of their.
Skip knows that Shannon's not gonna knock him out. Shannon about to mess up a bag for him. Are you kidding me? He's not gonna mess up his bag. Like I said, everybody's
glasses on was hilarious.
Everybody wants to get money. He's not gonna mess up his bag off of something that Skip Bayless says. Skip Bayless says crazy stuff all the time and on Twitter. You know what I mean? Skip Bayless says a lot of crazy stuff. Just don't fall for the shenanigans.
A lot.
You know he pushed buttons when he said he wasn't, he's a hater because of top. Come on. Now that's a stupid statement within itself. I just would have looked back and said, did you take your pills today? Because me being a 3-time Hall of Famer, that ain't true. But
sometimes listen, when you're around someone long enough, you know how to poke them. You know where to poke them. You know how to get to them.
And there's no end result to it. It's just kind of like, okay, moving right along. They get spicy with each other. I've seen Skip yell at that man like, it's my turn. Like, whoa. Did you take your med today? Did you have your nap today? Did you take a V8? Like, what's going on? But that's their show.
Do you need a nap? Something like, I don't know.
Shannon gets high pitched. She starts singing soprano. I mean, it's what we do. It's the show, They always get into it, these two guys. They're like the odd couple. It's crazy.
Before we get into some sneakers and some girl power, it's been a while since we had an adoptable dog on the show. So I did want to share with you this one. His name's Panther. He's 2 years old. He's adorable. He's also a model too. He was in a calendar for Animal Help Alliance. He's probably not great for little kids. He's a very strong dog. He likes to jump. He likes to be happy and play with you. But Panther is about 2 years old. If you'd like to apply to become a forever home for
Aw.
Panther, you can go to animalhelpalliance.org and fill out the form and be contacted. They have many dogs there, but Panther is such a handsome guy, such a handsome guy. So there you go, Mr. Panther. Shout out to B Sal. Brian's slinging crypto, so he's been
he
busy.
sure is. I did that real quick. I was like, I knew he got some. You know, you're infamous now when you get hacked with the cryptocurrency.
And then you got hacked twice, not just back to back. I was like, yo, does this is he like just letting the hacker in? Like, come on.
I mean, what happens when you get Insta famous? When you're Insta famous, the
when you're big time. Big time. I knew it wasn't real.
Time. We did the right thing. I mean, hey, you made it, B. You made it. You got the crypto hack. You're famous.
You're gonna have to make an Instagram as your second account. Famous. You need to have one of those backup accounts. Get you a backup account.
Yeah, get you a ghost account and only have a select fee. I mean, you're gonna get hacked either way, but he's Insta famous, so he's famous enough where it happened. Congratulations, you're Insta famous.
Right. I think, Lexi, if you just are watching now, if you just tuned in, I just shared Panther, so you might have to rewatch it or check it again. But Panther is again out for adoption. Animal Help Alliance.
Panther's cute.
He's cute. Panther's a cutie pie. He's got cropped ears. He's super nice. He's just a lot of dog. He's not gonna be. He's gonna be doing bowling pins with little babies or kids. Probably. He's just a big kid.
Yeah.
He's a big kid. Some girl power. We wanted to shout out to Bella Rasmussen. We had talked about her in previous shows. She had those 2 touchdowns for her high school varsity football team back. I think it's like Laguna Beach or something like that in Laguna. She's now the first girl football player to sign an NIL.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what's crazy about this story is that she had gotten offers for NIL deals, but she chose to make sure there was one that made an impact. Right. So she got a deal with KeyWise Skype app. It's a tracker for your brain, apparently, and it uses AI to help improve users' mental health. I mean, high school kids thinking about mental health. I mean, this is great. Yeah. I think it's great. Congratulations to her.
Well, they need
it's amazing.
They got social media in their space. We didn't have that in high school.
Right. I'm so glad we didn't too.
Yeah.
One other girl power too. I just want to shout out to the Kansas City Current. They're part of the National Women's Soccer League. So they are building the first stadium in the world built exclusively for women's professional sports teams.
Nice.
Really, this is amazing. This Kansas City Current will be building their very own soccer stadium for their ladies. The breaking the ground was back in the October 2022, and it's set to be ready by March of 2024. But this is the kind of stuff we like to see, being able to have that and put that out there like that. I think it is great. So shout out to them. Real quick, some sneakers. It's been 2 weeks. There's been so many sneakers that have been out there. It's kind of crazy. So I'm excited for that. These right here are the Bodega and the New Balance 9060s, the Age of Discovery. These will be out on December 15th. I think Mo's gone, but we're doing shoes, so all good. We got the Travis Scotts coming up as well. These Travis Scotts, the Air Jordan 1 lows, the OG Black Panthers. These will be out on December 15th. You also have these coming out, the Ambush and the Nike Air Force 1 lows. You can see the detail on these. I don't know if you're a Golden State Warriors fan, maybe a UCLA fan. These could be some great shoes for you. These will be out on the 16th. And we've got these are the Vans and I don't know if you know, Mo, but it's WTAPS, W taps or dub taps.
I haven't seen those.
But this is the Van era and the Van half cab. So these are new Vans that'll be out. These are on 12/16. For all my orange lovers out there, these ones even have some cool little pattern on the side, almost kind of like a basketball. The Nike Air Max 1, the Magma Orange. These will be out on the 17th. And for all those green 11 people out there, the Air Jordan 1's High Gorge Green will be out on the 20th. So that is that.
Yeah. Travis Scott thing is crazy with those.
I already know.
Buy a shoe that they put out in a Travis Scott collection, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've already checked with local Foot Lockers, and only a select few in town are going to be raffling, and my fashion show mall is not one of them. So, looks like House of Hoops it is over at Planet Hollywood. And then I also think downtown Summerlin might be raffling. But that one's going to be a big one. And that's, what, the 16th, you said, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to go crazy.
I'm sorry, the 15th. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I would try to go for that if I could, but I'm out. But
I mean, I'll do an app. But
for the sneakers app, you're saying there's no bots. It's just that they only release 20,000 shoes, and it's 1 million people trying to get them. So the probability is what's making it tough. Yeah.
It's real tough.
Yeah. Still selling my Gamma 11s for anybody that's interested. 7.5. Great dead stock. Receipts in the box and everything. Never been worn. 13s. I have a sneaker suspicion next year they're going to come out with the new Gammas, but that might only increase the value of mine. But these are 2013s if people want to. Nobody knows.
Well, we can always post it on the show, you know.
Yeah, I could.
Put it on my Poshmark.
I just don't ever have time to take pics and do all of that. I'm just putting it out there. Just spread the word.
Well, next time I see you, I'll come take some pics and we'll throw it up. But so we missed like 2 to 3 weeks of football.
Yeah.
You did win the last one before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you actually are ahead now. So now you've won 5, I've won 4, and we tied 1. We can go through these real quick because I know we're already extending our time, but
B-Sal Mel is going to Desert Dogs representing Girl Chat Sports, so she will be there.
I will be there as a fan.
Yeah.
I will be in the house.
She will be there.
It'll be interesting.
I'm Santa this year, so I have to be. I'm an elf, so when it's holiday time, I go kind of into hiding, except for the show. You know where you can find me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
You don't come in no way.
All right, so we got the Niners at the Seahawks tomorrow. I'm just gonna be hoping and praying on a whim that there maybe Gino from week 4 comes out versus Gino in week 13 through 12 through 15.
Right. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks though. I think you guys may have a chance to pull it off.
I mean, we've lost 2 at home. You would think that we could get together and get one.
I think your 12th man this time will come through. I think Purdy has never heard that sound. If he's
we do have Kenneth Walker back, so that helps our running game.
Yeah.
Because that was hurting, but it's more so our defense. Like we let the Panthers run through us, and if they could run through us, what's Christian McCaffrey gonna do?
He gonna run through y'all, but like, you guys have that sound. You guys got that 12th man out there, so you never know. You never know.
All right, you got the Colts at the Vikings. I mean, I got to roll with Kirk Cousins. I got to roll with Kirk because he's my, after Kyler went down, Kurt's my only fantasy QB for my ladies league.
Yeah, and Vikings took an L last week, so they got a revenge game. So I think they'll get it with the Colts. So I'll put the Vikings down too.
Okay. We got the Ravens at the Browns. Deshaun has not been looking great in his return. I mean, I felt like, huh?
I have him on my fantasy league. He gives you about 31 points. I haven't played him yet, but I did take him.
But I feel like what's his name? Jacoby Brissett. Wasn't he doing better than this?
He was.
I don't
know. I didn't have him on fantasy league, but he was. But they're winning. They won.
Okay, I mean, and they're playing the Ravens. They're playing the Ravens at home. The Ravens have been going through it themselves with.
They have
so many issues.
They have. They've been going through it tough. To the point where I think Lamar Jackson needs to look at options and come to Raider Nation. That's what I
mean. He really should. Why? I don't know why he's still there. But anyway, I'm gonna go with the Browns. Mo, are you Browns?
Yeah, I'll co-sign with that.
All right, we got Miami at Buffalo. This is, I think, the game that's supposed to have like 7 inches of snow or something. Is this the one? I think it's this one.
It is. I just need the cheater to do good to give me my points, but I'm gonna roll with Buffalo. I just need the cheater to do good.
Okay. I don't feel like Miami is really ready for a snowstorm.
I don't think they are either, but I still feel
I mean, the Cheetah is probably the one person that could because he's used to playing Kansas City. But that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
hopefully his blood's not too thin from that Miami humidity and he's able to, rise above. But I feel like Tyreek Hill needs to just give me my points, but I'm going to roll with Buffalo on this.
All right. I got you on that one. Same. We got Pittsburgh at Carolina. Carolina's actually favored by 3.
Boy, they're a dumpster fire, aren't they?
Well, Carolina's actually won their last 2 too.
That's true, they did.
Yeah. Most said the Ravens won their last 2 games too. I don't.
Are they playing in they're playing in Carolina?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're playing Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh though, because Pittsburgh, I don't know. Just see something with them. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
All right, I'll stick with the Panthers, but I'm not a fan.
No, I get it.
Philadelphia at Chicago. Philadelphia already clinched the playoff berth. Of course, they want to keep their top spot.
They probably will rest a little bit. I don't know if they need to necessarily pad stats.
They'll probably rest once they're ahead by a good maybe, but I don't see them resting. Like they're not going to start players. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they still want to vie for a top spot. I don't know if they haven't clinched the number 1 spot in the NFC. I feel like they
haven't
want
clinched.
that.
I thought they did. No,
they clinched the playoffs, but they
didn't
clinch.
Division.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'll go with the Eagles. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles too. There's no way Chicago can get that.
No, and then you got the Chiefs, the Texans. I feel like that's a given anyway. Even though the Houston did do well against Dallas last week, and the Chiefs who struggled a little bit last week too.
The Chiefs have been struggling. Some people have figured them out on this tide turn. So I just need my boy Mahomes to put up points for me in this fantasy league because I'm coming close. We're in our quarterfinals now in this guys' league I'm in. They've already started this early. So I got to roll with the Chiefs, even though it's my division. I don't want them to win, but I think against the Texans, that's a no-brainer.
All right, we got the Cowgirls in Jacksonville. I mean,
I'm going with Trevor Lawrence. Just put me down for Jacksonville. I don't even need to hear nothing else.
I'm with you because listen, Trevor Lawrence was my quarterback that helped me beat my guys league last week.
Nice.
I literally was not favored. I was favored to lose by 20 points. I won by 20 points.
That's what I'm talking
about. Trevor Lawrence had 94 points for me. So that's it.
Let's roll with it.
All right, we got Detroit at the Jets. I got to roll.
Ooh, that's going to be a good game, but I'm going to roll with the Lions on that.
Man, they've been looking good. I'm excited. Side note, because we're coming up on the Cardinals game, Cardinals at Denver tomorrow. I think today is the new Hard Knocks. I want to catch the reactions to what's happening out there. It's just so much.
Watch it.
What's crazy is that because the team has so many parts, like Zach Ertz, you had DeAndre Hopkins, even the Rondé Moore, you've got James Conner was injured for a while, and then Kyler. None of that. They've never all played at the same time.
Looks like that baseball contract wasn't so bad after all for Kyler Murray. Looks like baseball might have been.
He got paid. He already got paid, so we're not even worried about that now.
I know, but I feel like the baseball.
And then the general manager has a health issue, and he's taking time off indefinitely. So
I feel like baseball should have been the way to go. You see what Aaron Judge got?
Fire out there. Yeah, well, the Cardinals are up against the Broncos at home. Russell Wilson has a concussion protocol. I don't think he played. I don't think he would. Yeah, the knot. I actually
that was. But the way he fell, did you see how his drunken eyes looked?
Yeah. Did you see the knot in his head?
Oh yeah, this is
Like I even felt bad about. I mean, because he got in. I've been loving my Russell Wilson memes all year long.
The funny thing is, you own a jersey with his signature. I feel like you need to cough it up for your hate.
Well, no, because because he was still a Seahawk when he signed that. And it was the Super Bowl that we won has the patch on it. So that one's getting put up. And I also had him sign the front of it. And everybody kept telling me, have him sign the back. I said, no, because once he gets traded or if he ever gets traded, I want to see the front and the number. I don't want to see his name on the back.
Still a hater to him. Cough it up.
Oh, good. I got it. You're not going to have it. So the Cardinals at Denver, I feel like their backup. No, I think the backup was doing better than Russell, because he played the end of their game last week.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Denver could win this game. I don't want them to win this game, but circumstances just point to the contrary that they could win this game. Jerry Jeudy would be off and on questionable, but he's actually been balling out now because I have him on my fantasy league, 2 of my fantasy leagues, and he's been giving me great action. So I hate to say it, Arizona.
Yeah, I did have Judy too, and that was good.
I feel like it's going to be a Denver night for them, just because the whole situation with Kyler. Who's their backup that they got?
It's Colt McCoy.
Oh, Colt McCoy, yeah. Who isn't
Which
bad.
he's been playing. He's already been playing a few games this year because of injuries already. So
not bad, but
but I think they had a couple of defenders that went down in the game too. I can't remember offhand, but
I know
it's gonna be tight.
That baseball money looking good for Kyler. I feel bad that
but he already got his paycheck. He not worried about
I mean, I know he got his, but I'm just talking about as far as.
I mean, if he could get Carrera money and get $380 million or $350 million, of course he'd want that. But I'm just saying, like,
I'm talking about the longevity of his actions. Once you tear an ACL, you're never the same person who you are. He could have stayed in the baseball. That baseball.
Yeah.
I'm saying the notion of his option of playing baseball is better and better.
Got you. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
We make decisions in life, and we know that the football thing is a gridiron kind of lottery.
Yes.
But we also have baseball, and we complain about minorities not being enough in baseball. He chooses the latter, and I'm not saying this is karma, but I'm just saying that baseball thing sure look good.
I hear you. All right, so we got the Patriots coming into town against your Raiders this Sunday.
I know.
And if anybody out there is selling tickets or has tickets, of course, we know our girl Natalie is a huge Patriots fan.
I had to text her today. I still have to give her update, but I'm going to tell you right now. I looked at the pricing, the going pricing, and the 400.
They've gone down. They've been going down.
They've been going down, and by game day, they'll probably be even cheaper. I think it was $159. I looked at it in the 300.
Yeah, because like 2 days ago it was like $260, and I was like, for 400 level, like stop. Yeah, so
wait
it
till
could
the
be
game
good for her. Yeah,
and they did activate Hunter Renfrow and.
Oh, good. They're back.
To practice.
Okay.
They haven't taken them. They have 21 days to decide if they're going to take them off the IR, but they are showing up to practice. They showed up for practice.
Oh, but they're not playing yet.
Or not playing, yeah. So I don't think they're going to play. Even though I have them. I can't drop Darren Waller. Why?
It's just a tight end. Tight ends don't give you that kind of points, though. I mean, at this point, you get, I don't know.
I don't want to drop him. Watch it. What if he play? Like, I just feel like I need something. I don't know. This is so stupid.
That's if you even make it to the playoffs.
And, this is another, well, he's not. And this is another hurtful thing about that whole loss against the Rams. This fool puts out a new album track the next day. I don't care.
At least his shirt was off.
the studio time and money you've got for videos now with good quality. Like, I need you out on that field. We would love to have you back. And I guess it's a Josh McDaniels decision. And he made the decision to clear them to come to practice. And he's gonna look at their physicality to see if they're able to play and remove them from IR. Whatever.
I don't know. All right. So I mean,
I want my Raiders to win. I'm a roll.
I know.
Raiders, of course, I'm a masochist. I want my Raiders to win. What are you talking about?
I want them to win too. I want them to, do
Not
good.
To mention all the wear and tear you're putting on my boy Josh Jacobs because he wants to go for his 100 yards every game. He's still he's still questionable at times because he keeps getting hurt.
All right, we got the Titans at the Chargers. I'm gonna go. Well,
I don't. The Titans. I don't want the Chargers to win.
I gotta go because Herbert's been showing his face the last game or two, so I gotta go back. I would get the Bengals at Tampa Bay. Listen, Tom got blown away.
Joe Burrow
is gonna have some fight at home
for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and everybody else. Tom Brady's going through a divorce, y'all.
He's actually gone through that.
But the divorce is now finalized, and now there's pictures surfacing of his ex-wife in bed with the new guy
in Costa Rica.
He's going through it, is what I'm saying. He's going through it, and he's taking it out on his line. His line is going through it. Chris Godwin, where are you? Mike Evans, where are you? None of you guys are showing up. So I'm gonna roll with the Bengals.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay just because he's still on my fantasy. I've yet to decide if it's gonna be him or Trevor Lawrence. Of course, I'm thinking just because Dallas. Anyway, that's a decision I'll make in the future. However, right now,
got time.
Yeah. So we got the Giants at the Commanders. Giants. Washington has been on this tear. The NFC East is set to have 3 teams in the playoffs so far at this point. If we're playing playoffs right now, the NFC East will have 3 teams, which is incredible.
I'm gonna go. I hate to say because I have Danny Dimes on my one fantasy league, and I've been playing Danny Dimes on the women's league. And I beat the number one person this past week having Danny Dimes as my quarterback.
I don't
Jennifer's
know.
Perfect Team, whoever you are, you were number one in our women's league, and I took you out. So just for having Danny Dimes as my quarterback. So I'm rolling
with the Commanders right now.
Yeah,
what are you go? Are you doing Danny Dimes or are you doing Commanders?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Danny Dimes. I'll just go to opposite. We'll just see it, make it interesting. Commanders got it, I'm sure.
And then we got the Rams at Green Bay. That's gonna be not a very entertaining Monday Night Football, but hey. I'll go with Green Bay.
I want the Packers to do it.
Yeah, same. Okay.
I don't like what the Rams happened with my Raiders, and I dang sure don't like no doggone Baker Mayfield. So of course I'm gonna roll with A-Rod and those guys.
Yeah.
Out in Lambeau.
The Hollywood Mayfield. You know he's loving all of that. Getting in all the commercials he can.
The fact that no team would take him but these Rams. The fact that he flew 48 hours, he's on the field and he's beating it's just embarrassing. I mean, like I said,
to start a whole new team as quarterback, like you're running plays within 48 hours of being on the team.
You don't even know half of your teammates.
Yeah.
You don't even know the plays.
Their tendencies,
you're
what they're doing.
Slingshotting and throwing Hail Marys left and right on my guys. My defense is breaking down. Not to mention, you're holding on to Max Crosby and no calls are getting on that. But that's not here nor there. You're looking like a stud. That is good. Insane to me. I woke up the next day upset and had to take my blood pressure. I had to check it. I literally had to check my blood pressure.
Well, we don't want that to happen anymore for you, Mo. We cannot have that happening.
We don't.
All right, y'all. It's been a full 90 minutes of Girl Chat Sports coming at you. We appreciate you. It's been a while. We're glad to be back. I'm glad to be healthy. That's all I got to say.
You were struggling.
I was bad, y'all. I barely had a voice for a while.
I don't even know why you were sending me voice memos. Like, I wouldn't believe you. I'm not your boss.
Well, no, because I feel like...
Tell me that you're sick. She's like sending me, you guys, she's sending me evidence. I'm like, girl, first of all, you sound terrible. Secondly, I'm not your boss to prove to you that you're sick. I'll take your word for it. Stay over there. Get better. Don't open your mouth again because you sounded bad.
It was terrible.
It was like terrible. A carton of Marlboros had just literally taken over.
Oh my God.
And you were giving me a voicemail. I was like, I can't even listen to her. What is she doing?
But we're back. Please take care of your health, you guys. It's the holidays. Please. We know you're mixing and mingling. We know the germs are out there still. Just take care of you. Take your vitamin C. Absolutely. Take your emergency. Take on guard. Whatever you got, take it and keep it going. The echinacea, the everything.
Absolutely.
Stay healthy. Enjoy the holidays. Of course, we'll be back next week. We will be back next week, and we will chat with you all then. So make sure you stay tuned. If you're just catching the tail end of this, feel free to catch the replay or go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it. And share with some friends. It's the holidays. That. It's free.
All of that.
We appreciate all of that.
What you just said. All of that.
All right, y'all. Have a great week and weekend, and we'll catch y'all next week.
See ya. We're out.